A woman's remains are found after 44 years. She was never reported missing, and her husband said that she just left, but somebody is responsible for her death. What happened to Karen Ramsey? Karen Ramsey was 25 years old and living in Brewster, New York. She was married to John Ramsey, and they have a daughter together. They met when Karen was working a clerical job, and this job was in the same building as where John worked, so they met there. She has two sisters, and then after Karen had her daughter, she actually joined a group for breastfeeding mothers. And initially, Karen didn't even really want children, but after she had her daughter, she was very involved, and people would say she would never just leave her daughter. She loved her, she was her world. It just didn't make sense to anybody. But they would describe her as having a big heart. She was smart, funny, and her friends say whenever they needed to lean on somebody, they could rely on Karen. In the spring of 1980, Karen just disappears, vanishes, falls off the face of the earth. Truly, it's not even 100% known the last person that saw her, when, or where. We have no idea. Just the spring of 1980. But in May of 1980, John Ramsey will start telling people that Karen just left to start a new life without him and without her daughter. He will also file for divorce in May of 1980, and that will be finalized in November. Since she just left, there was obviously no missing persons report made. But this story has quite a few twists and turns. Weirdly enough, on August 17th, 1981, Karen Ramsey will sign a deed with a notary to sell their condo. Now, to get something notarized, you have to have an ID. Now, I'm going to show you something that Karen has signed in the past that we know is her signature, and then the signature that she signed on this deed. The notary is someone that John had used in the past to notarize things. And in my opinion, it does not look like Karen Ramsey is the one that signed this deed. You guys comment below and tell me what you think, but in my opinion, she didn't. So my question is, if Karen didn't sign this and Karen left on her own accord, why do they have her ID to even get this notarized? I need an explanation of that, John. But right after selling the condo, John will then get married several weeks later to a woman named Elaine that used to be Karen and John's neighbor, and they got married in October of 1981. Fast forward to April 16th, 2024 in Paterson, New York, 15 minutes from where Karen and John lived. Remains are found. These remains were found as they were constructing a home in an area that used to be very thick woods. After a couple of months, these remains are confirmed to be Karen Ramsey's, and her manner of death is homicide. Neighbors heard someone scream one night in 1980. Karen and John were arguing more and more and more. And Karen once made a joke to a friend, "If something ever happens to me, nobody will ever find me because those guys know all the back roads." Thankfully, Karen's remains were found, but the investigation is closed, and we don't definitively know what happened to Karen. After over 40 years, Karen Ramsey's story is finally being told. We may not have the answer to every question, but what's most important is she's not being forgotten. To listen to her full story, investigation, and to hear who Karen Ramsey really was from birth to death, you can listen to Time Union's podcast, Long Buried, by reporter Philip Pantuso. You can listen to this wherever you listen to podcasts, and it's 6 parts, but to be honest, I binged it immediately. I listened to all of it in one day. The investigative journalism in it is so impressive, and just hearing the story was just insane. That's why I couldn't stop listening to it. And Philip seriously has the voice for podcasts. You can click the link to it in my link tree, which you can find in my bio. If you have any information regarding Karen or John Ramsey, you can reach out to the New York State Police at 315-858-1122. Unfortunately, like I said, though, the investigation is closed. So you can also reach out to Philip at philip.pantuso@timesunion.com to keep the conversation going. Thank you for listening to Karen's story. Be sure to follow for more true crime. And if you have any case recommendations, feel free to comment, directly message me, or email me, which you can also find in my bio.